All right, what's up, guys? VV back with another video. And we're going to be going over some purple Luffy in today's video. That's right, we got some purple Luffy action lined up for you today. This is one of those leaders. I don't play a whole lot of purple. Same thing with green. Green and purple are probably my least played colors. Not to say I don't like them. They're just not really my style. But man, it sure is nice to switch things up every now and then, especially with a powerful leader like this. We'll talk more about this as we get into the video, but ramping Dawn at a very consistent rate, you know, because of the leader effect, drawing extra cards in the process, having incredible cards to ramp to and ways to gain life in the deck, and incredible counter events like Gum Gum Giant. This was a this leader, Purple Luffy, was a real pleasure to play, and so I can't wait to show you these games for today's video. Now, let's go ahead and hop straight into this. I'll lay out the video real quick so you know what you're getting into. First things first, we're going to check out the deck list. After that, we're going to head over to the sim. I think we got 5 games lined up for today on the sim, and then we'll finish out the video by going over the deck list one more time, and I'll give you guys my final thoughts on it going forward. Okay? All right, let's do this, guys. I'll have everything time-stamped in the general description. I'll have all relevant deck lists and links and things like that in the comment section below. And if you guys have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please do not hesitate to put those down in the comment section below or hop on the VV Theory Discord. Link is in the channel description. This video is sponsored by Nin Garden. Their latest spring collection just dropped with 3 new designs, and to celebrate, they are running a spring sale. Buy one, get any classic mat 40% off with the code SPRINGSALE. Plus, use NIN10 for an automatic 10% off at the checkout. You can stack this with my promo code, the VV Theory, for an additional 5% off, bringing you to a total of 15% total savings on top of the 40% off. All right, so let's go ahead and break down the deck list real quick. We're going to start off with the leader. We have a 5,000 power, 5 life, purple Monkey D. Luffy Straw Hat Crew type leader. With the effect of activate main once per turn, you may take the top card from your life cards and add it to your hand. And if the amount of Dawn on your field is 0 or 3 or more, add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and set it as active. This leader's been around since OP05, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on like breaking down each card, you know, the leader or any of these cards in the deck and like really break them down individually, because most, if not all of the cards in this deck, yeah, I think every card in this deck has been around since OP09 or before. So we're just going to kind of run through the list real quick, and I'm going to go over each one, so if you're a newer player, you can pause and read what it does, okay, guys? So first up here, we're running 3 Eustass Kids, the blocker Eustass Kid. We're running 4 Hitakiri Kamazo, the 2K counter that can pop a 2 or less if you return a Dawn. 4 of the 2K counter blocker Sanji. 4 Charlotte Linlin. Some people don't run this card in the deck. I actually like it quite a bit. But it's not searchable. Some people run the 9-cost Luffy in the place of it, this card here on the screen. I'm not running this card. I play a little bit more defensively, and I kind of play the board a little bit more. It's hard to explain. I'll show you. You'll see when we get into the games for today's video. But I'm running 4 Charlotte Linlin, the 9-cost Linlin here. We're running 2 7-cost Sanjis. We're running 4 of the 1-cost Searcher Law. We're running 2 of the Blocker Law. We're running 4 Usohachi here, nice utility 2K counter, 2 Onami, 4 Sangoro, 4 Zorojuro, and then 4 Monkey D. Luffy, or I think it's Luffy Taro is the name they have on here. I think that's correct. And then 2 of the Searcher event. I'm running 10 Searchers altogether, 4 of the 1-cost, 4 of the 4-cost, and 2 of the 1-cost event. And then we're running 3 of the 2-cost event Gamma Knife. I think this is a really solid tech card. It's going to help you battle for the board, especially against decks like that are running green for Eustass Kid. And then we're running 4 Gum Gum Giant. This event is absolutely incredible. Okay? All right, so with that in mind, that's pretty much the entire list. I don't really have a whole lot to talk about. We're going to hop straight into the games because, again, all these cards and this deck list in general, and this is my own spin on Purple Luffy, but I've gotten inspiration from other purple decks that I've seen in the past from gumgum.gg, OnePieceTopDecks.com, and tournament results and things like that. So we're going to hop straight into some games and talk about how it runs, and then at the end of the video, we'll go back over the list, and I'll tell you guys, we'll do a more elaborate, more detailed breakdown on each card individually, okay? So let's go ahead and hop over to the sim and see how this deck runs. All right, so first game up, we got against Red Green Smoker. Volume is off, speed is on 2x, and here we go. Okay, so the first hand was not very good, and this second hand is not a lot better, to be honest. Let's go ahead and pause because this game's going quick. They're already on turn 2. This is not a great starting hand. It'd have been nice if we had, I mean, don't get me wrong, the Zoros are very good. They're probably going to fix what we need for the mid game and going into the late game. but we had no turn 1 searcher, unfortunately, and we had to go second. Let me explain that real quick for any of the newer players out there or players who are new to playing Purple Luffy. You typically always want to go first. Okay, I can't think of any instance off the top of my head where you would want to go second. You want to go first, start attacking early on, and start ramping early on so you can get to your late game as quickly as possible and just beat your opponent there. And we're having to go second here, and we had no turn 1 play for our 1-cost searcher to fix our hand a little bit better. They're going to go turn, it looks like, so now Red-Green Smokers on their turn 2. We had turn 1 pass, we're on 2 Dawn. Turn 2, they're up to 3 Dawn now for Smoker. They're going to swing for 5, and they have 3 Dawn left. That means they're probably going to play out the 3-cost, what's it called, the 3-cost Sanji here. Okay, we're probably going to counter out of this because we don't want to take too much damage. We want to take our own life with our effect, with our leader effect here. Okay, so we're going to swing for 6. He takes it. We're going to ramp it on with our leader, playing out a Zoro Juro, fixing our hand a little bit to get a 2K counter there. And yeah, not the best spot for us to be in. They use a mole gun right away to just get rid of our Zoro Juro. I guess that's better than them having the 5-cost 7K Smoker. But hey, that gets rid of our body on the board, and that is not good for Purple Luffy. Okay, this game is flying. Me and this guy, we're like in a race to see who can win fast, who can win the fastest. Fastest game of One Piece here. I do watch these on 2x speed, but hey, I got to pause real quick and talk about this. They're swinging in for 7. We had to aggressively counter out of one attack and take the other attack because we're just throwing all of our counter power away. We need to save some of our counter power for later into the game. We're going to go 5 into 4 here. It's our 6 Dawn turn. Excuse me, it's our 7 Dawn turn because we ramped last turn. That will probably be the last time we ramp, okay? That will probably be the last time we ramp this game unless we just really need the Dawn active for something later. Okay, so we're going to swing 5 into 4. He's going to give us a 2K counter, which I thought was a good... I do think that is a good play here. We're going to play out the Luffy Taro, returning a Dawn, cheating out the Sangoro. Hopefully we're going to be able to get some card advantage. Nope, just kidding. You're not going to get any card advantage. They play out a Ben Beckman on curve, and now they're going to have 2 Dawn left. Actually... Hang on, I think they did stand that Dawn as active. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they play out this for 7 Dawn. They get 2 Dawn as active immediately with their Smoker, and now they can swing 6, swing 7. This is a terrible spot for us to be in. They're going to swing for 6 here first. We'll 2K counter out. They're going to swing for 7. We're going to take it. We're trying not to throw all of our counter power away. We have to take some of these hits. We're going to do a search here. Hey, we're doing just fine. We're still in this game. We're going to do a Luffy Taro into a Zoro, and now we're going to ramp a Dawn here. Why do we ramp a Dawn there, guys? We need to keep 1 Dawn active for Gum Gum Giant because we're actually at jeopardy of them just all-inning us here and we just lose the game. If they had a Hody Jones, they might just win the game on the spot. They might just win the game on the spot if they have a Hody Jones because they tap down our Dawn and then we only have 2, 4... Okay, actually, we do have 9K counter and 1 life, so maybe we would be able to survive. But remember, with Red-Green Smoker playing out Hody Jones... That ends up only being it's a 7 Dawn card normally, so it only ends up being a 5 Dawn card. So they'd have a lot of extra Dawn to play with this turn. Okay, let's see what they have. If they have it, they have it. There's nothing we can do to play around it. They're going to play out a Virgo. I guess they do not have that. Talking about the Hody Jones, of course. They're going to play out a Eustass Kid. Stand 2 Dawn is active with the leader effect. Attach a Dawn. They're going to rest that down. Okay, they're going to swing for 6 first. We're going to counter out of this. And then they're going to swing in for 7. I think we're going to take it. Whew, that was nice, guys. Getting that 9-cost Linlin, we did need that. They're going to cheat out a Sanji. Well, that Sanji's not going to really help them that much against us, right? Because we're about to just push that thing to life. We'll swing 8. We'll swing 8. We got 2 cards out of their hand here. Right here, I think we are going to do whatever we can to just get through this Eustass Kid. It has to go. We're going to go 10 into 8. We did that because he gave us a 2K on his last attack, so we just assumed it would go through. It did. Now we're going to play out a blocker, sit on 1 Dawn, your turn. This game is a real nail-biter. Okay, this is helping me out big time with them playing these 8-cost Eustass Kids. It's slowing down their attack. We're going to 2K counter out of this one. Then they have a 6K attack. I think we're going to 2K counter out of this one. And then they're going to swing for 7. We'll probably block and 2K counter out of this one. Okay, wow, we're still in this game. That was rough. And now we can probably do just fine. So it's going to be swing 8, swing 8. Let's see if this goes through. It does not. Well, here's the thing, guys. We really need to gain a life here. We don't actually have an option, in my personal opinion here. We're going to play this out. We're going to return, pause. So we're going to trash the 2K counter in hand, because we have 2 Gum Gum Giants, right? We're going to trash the 2K counter in hand to gain a life here, and we're going to put the Sanji on top of their life, so now they have 1 less relevant attacker on the board. We're going to get a Dawn back with Eustass Kid, and we have 1 life, so we're going to be able to use both Gum Gum Giants. He's going to play out another Eustass Kid. So let me say this right now, guys. This Red-Green Smoker player had us up against the ropes. If he would just invest more Dawn into his board and force more cards out of my hand, I think he would have probably won this game. Okay, we get a 3rd Gum Gum Giant, but we can only use 2 of them this turn. So we're going to use Gum Gum Giant, trashing that card. Very nice. We get a 1K counter from it to get out of this attack. We're fine. And now that's their entire turn. That's their whole turn. They forgot to tap down the Eustass Kid there. So we're going to swing 8. Let's see what happens. We're going to swing 10 into 8 here. They're going to use that effect to get out of it. The Kamakura Jetsushi or 10, something, some kind of igloo. It has something to do with igloo in its name. Okay, so right here, we are going to swing 7 into 7. Now, hear me out. If they would have turned the card sideways, we would have probably been able to attack into that Eustass Kid. But now, because it's not sideways, and we would have, by the way, we would have spent this entire turn going for these cards on the board and playing down a blocker and, hey, you know, hoping for the best. But because they didn't turn the card sideways, they kind of saved that card a little bit, because we were going to go for that Eustass Kid, right? We were going to go for that card. They play out a Ben Beckman. They remove one of my blockers here. They're going to swing in for 5. For 7. We're going to Gum Gum Giant, trashing this card, +2. Okay, the whole time I hope he doesn't swing with that Virgo, and he did not, so we're still in this. We're going to swing 10 into 10. That card's probably going to be gone. Okay, well, okay, he does save it there. So now we have calculated lethal. We'll go 10 into 8. Now 7 into that, and then we have lethal from there for 9. Good game to my opponent. That was a tough one. There were a few spots in this game where I think the Red-Green Smoker should have kind of put their, you know, foot on the gas a little more, especially, I think it was right here. No, it wasn't. It was before they played the Eustass Kid. I want to say it was right here, like way back at this mark right here, the 2-minute mark. I think the 2-minute 25 mark is where they should not have played the Eustass Kid here. I think instead they should have gone way more aggressive, because they had the 3-cost Sanji in their hand. So what they could have done here was, you know, basically swing 7, swing 7. That's going to force me to pull on this counter power in hand. I'd have almost nothing left, and they would have more stuff on the board. And at the same time, well, I guess, I don't know. It is hard to say, because then I do have to swing 8 into the Eustass Kid here. It's hard to say. You guys tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. But I do think that trying to play out all these Eustass Kids was not the right call. And in fact, maybe, actually, here we go. It was right here. Let me go to this turn right here. And this is closer to the 5-minute 10-second mark. They had a chance here to go really aggressive, like swing 9, and that's going to force everything I have, right? I'm going to have to take the first hit for the Gum Gum Giant, and then I'm going to have to probably block out of the next hit, or maybe do the first Gum Gum Giant, and then they can go from there, and instead they play out another 8-cost Eustass Kid. I don't know. You guys tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. Was that the right call, playing out the second Eustass Kid when you have one on the board? Or do you just apply more pressure to the board? Now, we don't have perfect knowledge of what's in our opponent's hand, of course, so we don't know what's going on there. But hey, they tried. It was a good game, and it was a close one. That was a very close game. Red-Green Smoker, very, very strong. Okay, so that was against Red-Green Smoker. Next game we have against Black Smoker. All right, so volume is off, speed is on 2x, and here we go. All right, so our hand already looks much better than last game. We actually have a turn 1 play, and we're going first. We're going to play out the Trafalgar Law. We're going to grab Luffy Taro, and now our opponent's going to play out a brand new. So pretty good start for both of us here, right? Pretty good start from both of us here. Okay, so we're going to swing for 5 first. They have 6 cards in hand. Okay, so right here, I'm going to ramp a Dawn, and look at this. We're about to play out the 4-cost Trafalgar Law and return a Dawn to hit them for 2 cards out of their hand. Okay. Now, some people might be saying, like, well, why not just go for the curve and not worry about those cards right now? Sure, there's definitely an option for that. There's definitely some idea in, like, not using this Trafalgar Law here, just playing him as a blocker. But look at that, guys. On their next play, they have to Dawn cost -1 him with the leader, and then pop it with a Kobe, trashing another card from their hand. So they went from having what would have been 8 cards this turn into having 4. You know what I mean? Because they had to play out the Kobe and trash a card with his effect, and then we hit him for 3 cards. You know, we hit him for 2 cards with our Trafalgar Law. I think it was worth it in the end, but I definitely understand the argument in not wanting to do that and just being able to ramp out your Luffy Taro into Sangoro on the following turn. Since we actually have it in hand, it's not even there's no guesswork required. You know what I mean? Okay, so we're going to 2K counter out of that attack, and now we're on a 5 Dawn turn. I don't think we needed a ramp there. We did ramp, so now we can swing for 6 and maybe get a 2K out of hand. He ends up taking it. We're going to play out the Sangoro. I don't think we needed a ramp there, because next turn we could have just played out the Luffy Taro and done things from there if needed. Now we don't even have a card to play out. Okay, hang on. We did... What just happened there? We did take a hit. I'm sorry, guys. We got to go back a little bit. So they swing in for 6, and I'm going to take this hit because I'm searching... Pause. Thank goodness. I was searching for something to play out with my 7-cost Luffy Taro. Even at the expense of, you know, taking a life there when I definitely didn't need to. I could have 2K countered out of that easily. And I think they messed up too. They should have been able... Let's look back one more time here. They should have been able to swing for 7, right? Did they mess this up? Okay, they had a sequencing issue. They should have used the Tashigi's on play effect first to -4 my Sangoro, and then use the leader effects effect to -1 cost more to it, and then get the +1 with the leader effect, and then swing for 7 into me and get rid of the Sangoro with Tashigi, with the activate main. But they're going to swing for 7 here. We take it anyway, okay, and now we're down to 2 life. But hey, we finally got to another card we can play out with our Luffy Taro. Seems good. We're going to swing for 6 here, maybe get a 2K out of hand. We do. Play out the Luffy Taro, Dawn -1, play out the Sangoro, and I'm hoping something's going to stick at this point, guys. I'm just hoping something will stick here. Because remember, every card we've played now, they have removed. But they got rid of our 4-cost blocker Law. They got rid of our 5-cost Sangoro. Now we're playing a 7-cost and a 5-cost. Are they going to be able to get rid of this one too? We'll have to see. Okay, probably not. They're swinging for 5. We are going to counter out of everything super aggressively here. They're going to swing for 7. We'll take this. We could have countered out of that one, actually, but no, we decided to take it, which I don't think was the worst thing in the world, so we could save our counter for another attack, like right here, or for the next turn. And they play out a brand new. Their board is completely full, but we got to our Lin. That was a card we really needed here, and guess what? This board is about to be toast. We're going to swing 6 into that, draw a card, 8 to 6. He probably thinks he got us right here, like, oh, I'm going to counter out of this and attack him for lethal next turn. Which, yeah, that was a good play, but we have the answer to this. We're going to -1 there. We're going to push that card to life. We're going to sit on 2 life here. They only have a 3K and a 1K on the board. We have 2 life and a 2K in hand. 2K and a 1K in hand. We don't have much. Okay, we're countering out of that, because like I said, we do not have a lot here, guys. They could have swung for lethal otherwise, potentially. Okay, so they're going to go and play out the Hina, -4 to my Luffy Taro, popping it with Jack, but now we're going to go 10 into Jack. That card's not surviving, and now we're going to swing into life. Now that we have this Sangoro on the board, I think they should have got rid of Sangoro over the Luffy Taro, to be honest, guys. I think they should have done that, but oh well, you know, that was their decision. We swing for 6, we swing for 5, we're going to draw cards here. Now we got to our Gum Gum Giant, and now we're in a pretty good spot. Now, we still have 2 life. We don't have to sit on Gum Gum Giant right now. We have 2 life and 2 blockers and 4K counter in hand. So I am going to use this turn to try to set some board, you know, some stuff up on the board here. Okay, here they go again, not using things properly with the Tashigi there. That was not correct the way they did that, but oh well. They're going to swing for 5. We're going to block with our 6K blocker. That attack's gone. Now they're going to swing for 6, and we're going to take this hit. They're going to swing for 7. We're going to use our blocker, and here we go. The board's ours again. This is kind of the point of no return. We got to our second Lin. Now we're sitting on a blocker and a Gum Gum Giant. Now things are in our... We finally took control of this game. We're in a very good position now. Okay, let's see what they choose to do here. They've got a 10 Dawn turn to operate with, but they only have 2 cards in hand. Well, that's a pretty good card to get from the top of life, or from the top of their deck there. They're going to swing for 5. I think we're just going to maybe take this. It looks like I'm going to give a 2K. I think we probably should have taken that. Oh, well, not a big deal. Again, we're going to go everything into this Jack. That card's not going to survive. I was hoping he would use his last card in hand, then I can get rid of it for good with the next Lin attack. We're going to play out the Zoro here. We're going to swing for 6, swing for 9, play out a blocker, and sit on a Gum Gum Giant. Okay, that was a pretty good card to get with our Gum Gum Giant there, or excuse me, with our Onami filter. So we're sitting on 3 2Ks, a Gum Gum Giant, a blocker, 2 life. Their board's gone. Here goes Hina. They're going to try to get rid of the Hina here to start going for, to maybe go for lethal. They're going to swing for 7 at face. We're going to take that, okay, which gives us a card draw, which gets us to another Gum Gum Giant. And now they're going to swing for 8. We're going to give them a 2K. We're going to draw another card here. We're going to go for lethal. GG. So right there, I should have swung for 7, 9, 9, and then the rest on the leader. But hey, we got there in the end. Good game to our opponent. That was a tough one. Okay, so let me get to the next one here. So that was against, we did Red Green Smoker, Black Smoker, and now we got a game versus Shanks, guys. We got a game versus Red Shanks. Volume is off, speed is on 2x, and here we go. This was a tough matchup here as well. And if this is the game I'm thinking of, something happens towards the end of this game where my opponent probably did not count lethal properly, and we'll talk about that as we get to it. If this is the game I'm thinking of, we get to go first, which is a big deal in this matchup. Guys, if they take first away from you, your life just got that much harder. We're going to swing 5 into 5 here. He's just going to use leader effect. We're going to play out the Trafalgar Law. We're going to pass the turn. So this time we did just play out Trafalgar Law as a 5k blocker. There was no reason to use the Dawn -1 effect because he didn't have 7 cards in hand. He drew to the 7th card for his turn. So he's going to swing in for 5 here. We're just going to give him a 2k counter. We don't want to take life for no reason here, and we want to keep the other cards in our hand. We're going to swing for 5 here. He's just going to use the leader effect again. I'm seeing if he wants to use the Lucky Brew here. Oh well, we're going to use our leader effect to ramp a Dawn, playing out the Luffy Taro, cheating out the Sangoro, and our board's pretty good right now. This is a pretty good board, all things considered, and they're only on their 6th Dawn turn, so we should be able to get some advantage here. Okay, they're going to swing for 6 and 6 here, it looks like, or maybe 6 and 7. Not exactly sure. Okay, they're going to swing for 3 6s. We're going to counter out of all but one of them. We took the one from the Lucky Roo. And now in this position right here, we need to make some decisions. We're definitely going to swing for 5 with our leader first, and then we're probably going to go for this board. We'll go 6 into 6 here. We're going to draw a card in the process. I was hoping to get something other than another 9-cost Linlin. That would have been nice. Some type of other effect here would have been nice. But not the end of the world. We'll swing in for 8. Now they have to give us a 2k 1k or a 2k 2k. Okay, let's see what they choose to do here. And now we're going to ramp a Dawn. They do let it go, which was really good for us. And now we're going to Dawn -1, trash one of the Linlins, push that card to life. And here we go. We're starting to stabilize. That's what this deck does. There's like this really hectic, really uncomfortable early to mid game. But then once you get into this position here where your board's looking strong, you're starting to push characters out of the way. You're about to settle some giant events, and then that's where it starts feeling a little bit better. They're going to attack in. We are going to take this, and they did get rid of our Sangoro last turn, which is unfortunate. We're going to swing for 5 into 5. Let's see if they want to give me that. I'm swinging for 5 every turn with my leader. I'm just completely turning off their leader effect, pretty much. Because you see what's happening, right? Like, I mean, they think, like, okay, I am getting a card out of hand, but it's like, yeah, but now you're not going to get out of these other attacks. You know what I mean? Unless they want to give me 2k, 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 1k to get out of these. I'm just using it on my leader for a 5k. I feel like sometimes that's not the right play. So right here, we're going to gain a life. Unfortunately, we cannot push the Ben Beckman into their life. It has to be a 6-cost or lower character. But we're going to gain a life here, and we're going to, try to get back in this game in that way. So now they're going to have, they play out the Silver's Rayleigh. Let's see where they swing with this. They're going to go 7 into face. Interesting. 7 into face. We're going to take that. We get a Gamma Knife. We're not going to use that, and we're not going to ramp the Dawn with that, even though it would have been a pretty good time to ramp the Dawn because we could use our Gum Gum Giant here. We're actually just going to save this. So we're going to 2k, 1k to get out of this one, and we're on 1 life, but I think we're going to be just fine here. We're going to swing 5 at their leader, and every time I swing 5 at leader and he gives me his leader effect, look at that. He's learning. He's like, okay, maybe I won't do that anymore. Well, now I'm going to swing 5 more at your leader. Let's see if you want to give me it now. They give me the 1k. Okay, now we might have to change things up a little bit, right? Things change a little bit now. I'm thinking about using the Gamma Knife here, but maybe not. We'll have to see what happens. We're going to go 11 into 7. This will be leader effect 2k, 2k for him to get out of it, and then I get to swing for 9 more into it, and it'll be gone. So it goes away. That's fine with me. Now we get to swing 9 at face, and we get to develop our board a little bit more. We're going to play out the Eustass Kid. We're going to leave 3 Dawn as active, threatening 3 Gum Gum Giants here, or a Thunder Bogwa or something like that. He doesn't know it's in our deck, so, we're doing just fine. He does remove our character immediately. That's unfortunate. He's going to swing for 8. We are probably just going to take this hit. We get another Gum Gum Giant, and now we're going to be able to Gum Gum Giant out of this, probably trashing the Sangoro. Yep, go plus 4, draw 2 cards. Seems good. Now, in this situation here, he did get rid of our blocker guy, which was unfortunate. That card was going to help us get Dawn back. But that's okay. We're still very much in this game. This is still a very good game for us. So now I am going to start threatening lethal. So now we're going to swing for 6, and he takes it. So, okay, at that point, I actually think he's baiting me. So I'm going to swing 8 into... If he takes this, then we're probably going all in, right? That's the idea here, potentially. Or not. Maybe not. Okay, now all of a sudden I'm thinking, no, maybe we're not going to do that. This has to be bait at this point. If you have 10 cards in your hand like that, there's no way. So we're going to hit him with a Gamma Knife here. Dawn -1, 9 into 3. You want to save that card? He probably thought, okay, he's not going to be able to get me this turn. Like, I probably won't be able to get him this turn, and then he'll be able to save the Rayleigh. The answer is no, you won't, because we play out a Gamma Knife there. And here we go. Here we go, guys. He is going to aggressively counter out of that, as he should. We're going to play out the blocker. And hey, it's our only chance is the blocker. That's our only chance here. They're going to play out a dragon. So this is the turn I think they kind of messed up. I think they should have swung for 7-9-9. Well, I guess it ends up being the same thing, huh? I guess, never mind. Maybe I was thinking of another game. Okay, no, yeah, so it should have been the 7-9-9 because I drew into a brick with that card, and this gets rid of the blocker. Yeah, so this was definitely the game I was thinking of. I think they should have swung for 7-9-9 because they would have got me, period. Now, I got unlucky with that Gum Giant. It drew me into a brick, but hey, it happens. But this guy didn't do things properly by swinging 9-11-5. It should have been 7-9-9, and then he actually wins this game. Okay, so good game to my opponent. From here, I'm obviously just going to clean it up because I have lethal on the board. I don't have to do anything. It's going to be swing. I swing for 10. He has to use his leader effect. Give me a 2K, 2K, 1K. Yep, and now we're going to swing for 9 now because he's already used his leader effect. He has to give me all the cards in his hand if he even has 2K, 2K, 1K. And then we finish off with a 5K attack from leader, 8K attack from Luffy. Good game to my opponent. But again, it does come down to the fact that on that one turn, he messed up his numbers here. If he would have swung for, let me go back to it real quick and just show you guys what I'm talking about. He had lethal here. And this guy drew pretty much everything he needed. He just didn't swing properly at the end here. So what he could have done, remember guys, Monkey D Dragon attaches 2 Dawn for the on-play effect wherever he wants to. So watch where he attaches it. He attaches it to the Ben Beckman. I think what he should have done there was attach it to his leader and then swing for 7 and then 9-9. Now, hear me out. If I had just gotten anything other than, you know, some bricks from my hand, or from the Gum Giant, I still would have won that game regardless. Excuse me, but hey, that's not his fault, and it just happens. But he should have done the math correctly, and then it would have given him the best chance to win. Okay, that's really what I'm trying to say, is if he'd have done the proper math here by swinging 7-9-9, here's how that would have gone. He swings for 7. I actually have to use my Gum Giant on the 7. Unless I want to give him my blocker, then he could just swing in for 11 with his guy there. So, I mean, you guys see what's going on there. If he swings in for 7 first, I have to use my Gum Giant. I don't have any other option. And then let's see what it ends up giving me. So when I use the Gum Giant, I have to trash one of these cards in hand. Let's see what it is. And it gives me a 2K and a brick. So in this situation here, next turn, he swings in for 9 with his dragon and then swings in for 9 more, and I only have the 2K, 2K, and I lose, right? But in this way, with him going swing 9, swing 11, I just block out. I just block out of the big attack, and then I have the 2K left to get out of it. So good game to my opponent there. That was a fun one, but he did a little bit of a miscalculation at the end there. Okay, we got 2 more games. We got a game versus Purple Luffy, or excuse me, a game as Purple Luffy versus Yellow Eustass Kid. Okay, 2x speed, volume is off. Here we go. We're going to get to go first, and we have a Searcher, which is really good, but we don't have some great cards here. Let's see if we can get something. Okay, nice. We did at least get a Sangoro. I was starting to get concerned there. And right here, we're going to put the pressure on. We're going to swing for 5 with our Searcher because he has no Searcher on the board, so we will commit there. And we get to swing 5 with our leader. This is going to get 2 cards out of his hand or cards out of life. Okay, excuse me, so he's going to swing for 5 at face here. We're going to give him a 1K counter. We're going to talk about that 7 cost Sanji. The way that I play this deck, I don't think I need that card. And I know that might sound crazy. So they turn their Basil Hawkins into a blocker. Hang on, guys. They turn their Basil Hawkins into a blocker. They block my 5K attack with it, trash my top life card. Oh, well, I can't slow down, guys. We have to keep this aggression on. I think they probably should have taken that and played out the Zoro if they could. And then we could play out and then we were going to play out this Luffy Taro and the Sangoro no matter what. Okay, here we go. Let's see what they choose to do here. They're on their 6 Dawn turn. They're going to play out the 1 cost Monkey D. Luffy. They're going to swing for 6. We're going to 2K counter out. They play out another Basil Hawkins, but they can't give it blocker this time. They can't give it blocker this time. So, excuse me, right here we're going to swing 5, 6, 8. We're going to draw some cards here like crazy. We know what his top life card is. We're going to swing for 6. We're swing for 8. Okay, he ends up playing out the Zoro here. We are going to push that card to life after gaining a life. Yeah, we're going to push the Zoro to life because the Basil Hawkins can draw 2 trash 1. We don't want that. We pretty much don't want that. Okay, so but one thing we did make a mistake on is we should have pushed it to the top of his life, not the bottom of his life, because I do believe that is an option. We should have pushed it to the top of life. But it didn't matter anyway because he had the Trafalgar Law here. He's going to swing in. We're going to take. He's going to swing in for 5 here. We should have taken that as well, in my personal opinion, because he did give the Basil Hawkins blocker. Okay, let's see what happens here. But in this situation, we're just going to push the Basil Hawkins all the way to the bottom of life because we have another 9-cost Lin. We swing in for 5. We swing in for 6. We swing in for 7. And we're going to swing in for 9. We're starting to really whittle him down at this point, and our board's getting very, very big. We have Gum Giants for days in hand. We have 2 life. But hey, Eustass Kid is no joke. Look at him ripping my life away. Guys, that's less than ideal, right? That is less than ideal. We're going to pull on this Gum Giant now. We're probably going to trash the Hitakiri Kamazo. Okay, we actually trashed one of the other Gum Giants because we still have another one. He's going to swing for 6. We're going to 2K counter out, and he's going to play out a little blocker. Okay. Not a big deal. We do have some blockers in our hand here. Let's see what ends up happening. I think we're just going to probably just swing all out again. We're going to force every card from his hand and life in this situation, and then we can maybe go for the board. Another option is just to swing 9 into board, 9 into board right here. I don't even think that's that bad. And it looks like that's what I'm considering. I'm going to swing 5 at life. He counters out. I'm like, okay, very nice. Now we're going to swing 6. He 2Ks out. Now 9 at board. Gives me a 1K. Now 9 at the board. That card's gone. And now 9 at board again. And for some reason, he's not using his blocker. Now he finally uses the blocker. Very nice. We'll play out a Eustass Kid here. Sitting on a Gum Giant, and we're doing just fine. Okay, they're going to swing for 5. We're going to give them a 1K. We are going to respect this. And now right here, we're going to use the Gum Giant because I'm expecting him to play out an ace here and swing for 10. Watch this. He just gains a life with it and gives his guy blocker. Not the worst play. I don't hate that play. I actually don't hate that play at all. But we might have just enough here to try to go for lethal. Let's see what happens. We swing for 9. We swing for 9. They're taking all these hits here. They get a Zoro. I think we're just going to go for lethal here, guys. I'm going to swing for 7. Can he get out of this? He has to use the blocker. Okay, well, now I'm swinging for 9, and then I'm swinging for oodles, right? We're swinging for oodles now. It was going to be swing for 7 and then swing for 11. So he would have been able to get out of the 7, but then not the 11. Good game to my opponent there. That we had a really good start into him. That's what made that that's what made it really tough. All right, we got one more game. We got a game versus Blackbeard. Okay, you know, a lot of people are playing Blackbeard these days now that we're in OP10 over here in the West. And, yeah, we got a game here versus Marshall D. Teach against Blackbeard. We are going to go first, which is very nice. I wish we could have gotten our searcher off, our 1-cost Trafalgar Law. But, hey, you don't always draw it. So right here, we are going to go 5 into 1, and then we're going to play out the Zoro. They did not turn off their leader effect, or they did not use their leader effect to turn off our on-play effects. They probably should have since they had the Lafitte on the board. But at the same time, hey, you know, that was their decision. They're going to trash the Kuzan here. They're going to try to fill up their trash a little bit. They're using This Is My Age. They're using the Full of Lead stage or Hachinosa or whatever it's called. They're going to swing it for 7. We're going to take that, believe it or not, and we're still going to ramp because they did not use their leader effect. Not using their leader effect at this turn had to have been a play mistake. Okay, but if they don't, we're still just going to... If they had not used their leader effect, or excuse me, if they had used their leader effect, we would have just played out the Sangoro, and we would have swung for more this turn and sat on a Gum Giant if we need to. I don't think we would have ramped. So right here, we swing in for 4. We should have used our attacks first. That was very dangerous attacking in that order because he could have hit us with a finger pistol to get rid of our cards there. He's going to swing for 5. We're probably just going to give him a 1K. Actually, we only have 2Ks to give. I don't want to give him the blocker Law here, so we're just going to 2K counter out of that. And that's his whole turn because he had to use Liberation there to get rid of my 2 characters, which was really, really strong. That was very, very strong, I have to say. Unfortunate. Okay, we're just waiting for him to pass the turn back. Oh, he was doing a search. Excuse me. He was doing a search with the with his stage. Now he's going to turn off our leader effect with his leader. Or, excuse me, he's going to turn off our on-play effects with his leader effect. We're going to swing for 5. Let's see if this gets a card from his hand. Gives us a 2K counter. We'll take that. Now we'll swing for 8. And, yep, we're going to swing for 8 here. And now I think we're going to ramp and probably flood the board a little bit. We're going to play out a 4-cost. Okay, we're going to play out the Sangoro and the Zoro Juro. We cannot activate our on-play effects, but that's okay. We really just needed to flood the board a little bit and start threatening him for next turn. If he wants to go super aggressive into taking our life right here, we can get out of it. More than likely, we have 2, 4, 6, 7K counter in hand if we need to. Okay, he's just going to play double Burgess and swing 5. I think we should just counter out of this with give him a 2K here. Yep, we give him the 2K counter Hitakiri Kamazo. And hey, now we can start drawing cards with our Sangoro, and you better believe that's going to be our first order of business here. Looks like I might swing for 7. I should just swing for 6. There is no reason to swing for more than that. If he wants to give us a 2K, that's better for us. His hand size getting lower and lower. Now we're going to swing for 7. Now we're going to swing for 6. I guess we should have done... Well, no, technically we should have swung for 6, 7. Pause. Real quick, guys, just to make sure we understand what went wrong there, or what I'm talking about, is we should have swung for 6 with Sangoro, then 6 with Zoro, and then 7 with our leader if we had the extra Dawn like we do, and then 8 with the Luffy Taro. Always try to swing in that order, using your characters first to avoid any triggers that could get rid of them. Okay, then we're going to play out the 5-cost Eustass Captain Kidd. We have 3 Dawn is active. We're trying to mess around this guy like, hey, dude, we got 3 Gum Gum Giants. What are you going to do? What, right? We left 3 Dawn open. So maybe we have a Gum Gum Giant and a 2-cost Thunder Bagua. He has no idea, right? It could be a Nora Beam Sword or a Slow Beam Sword or whatever it's called. He's going to swing for 5. He shut down my blocker here. I do have to get out of all of these attacks. I'm going to take that, and then we're going to Gum Gum Giant this one, trashing that, going 2K counter here. And that's basically game, right? I mean, at this point, we can just swing for game, I believe. Yeah, so it's a math win here. He goes ahead and just leaves the game. The way that this was going to go was swing 7 with Sangoro, draw a card, and then let's just say he had 2K, 1K, which he doesn't. Best case scenario, he has 2K, 1K, and he counters out of that. Then we swing for just 5 with our, excuse me, we would just swing with 6 with our Zoro. He has to take that, right? Because he only has 1 card in his life. And he only has this 1 blocker. He has no cards in hand at that point. Then we swing in for 7 with our leader. He has to block it. And then we swing for 8 or 9 with Luffy Taro, and the game's just over. So that was just a math win there. They left early because they saw the writing on the wall. Okay, good game to our opponent there. Let's go ahead and check out the deck list one more time before we wrap this up. One thing I will say is the way that I played this deck, I don't know if I need this Sanji. It's good to have in the deck. It's good to just at least have the card in here. But I play a little bit more defensively. So, like, part of me is thinking, like, okay, maybe I need to go up the 5-cost blocker Eustass Kidd, and maybe even up a single one of the 4-cost blocker Onamis right here, and go about things this way moving forward. I'm really liking the way that this list is performing. These Gamma Knives are helping us win the board against decks like Shanks. It's helping us win the board against decks like Bonnie. I should have focused a Bonnie matchup. There's not. I will say this. I feel like the hardest matchups to find on the sim sometimes are like Blue Doflamingo, Black Lucci, and sometimes Green Jory Bonnie. Some nights they're on more than others, but you guys know how it is. I'll have to try to focus on that matchup for the future. Anyway, whatever the case is, having the minus 5,000 power, that is our natural counter to what they're doing with Eustass Kidd. However, in that matchup, I will say Eustass Kidd's actually not our worst matchup, or our worst. That's not even the worst thing for us to deal with in that matchup. It's actually the Hody Jones resting down our Dawn, playing around our Gum Gum Giants and our blockers. That's what really hurts us in that matchup. But either way, the Gamma Knife should still help us out there to get the board back and things like that. But if they can have access to Cavendish, and notice we don't have any real answers to Cavendish, that's where I guess some people are going to say, like, hey, that's why maybe you should run the Sanji. Maybe we should run the Sanji. We'll have to see. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. But another card that I was thinking was actually the event. This one right here. No, not this one. Sorry. It is a new. It's not new now, I guess. It's a 2-cost. Here it is. Gum Gum Lightning. So this is a 2-cost main Dawn -2 KO up to one of your opponent's 6,000 power or lower characters. I do think this card's really good, and maybe it's something we should try to include in the deck. Like, maybe we don't have to run all so many searchers. Maybe we go -2 of the searchers, -1 of the Gamma Knife, and maybe we do just go +3 of this card right here, the Gum Gum Lightning, just to help us deal with some of these cards on the board. Then again, maybe we run 2 and 2, and then we have one spot open somewhere else. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. But this is roughly where I'm at with the list, guys. There's one spot open right now. Maybe we even run the 9-cost Luffy. We run maybe just a single one of these. But I'll tell you right now, if you're running the Charlotte Linlin version of this deck, like what I'm showing here with Charlotte Linlin in here, it's meant to be more defensive. So I really like this card just gaining us life and extending the game longer and longer, and then we can get more and more value from ramping early on and establishing these 4, 5, and these 4, 5, and 7-cost characters here that are just so massive. That's my take on it. All right, I'm done. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. This deck was an absolute blast to play. Everything else was feeling very strong. Like I said, next time I go over this leader, hopefully I remember to include a game versus something like Green Jory Bonnie. Okay? All right, I'm done. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. Let me get the outro screen up here. Thank you to everybody who supports the channel, whether you're liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, viewing, using my TCG Player affiliate link. If you're supporting me through Patreon, PayPal donations, Playmat supporters, YouTube members, Discord community. Thank you to everybody who supports the channel and who helps me out in that way. I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. All right, I'm done. Hope y'all enjoyed. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please put them down in the comment section below or hop on the VV Theory Discord. Links in the channel description. And yeah, until next time, guys. Peace.